You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
Happy Monday, everybody. It is a wonderful day to be alive, to be present, to be on air, to have this opportunity to have this conversation with you. As you know, we are in another segment of our 25 motivational tips, the Supercharge of 2024. And as promised, I wanted to make sure I stayed on course with the alignment of things as we're entering a new season. It is already 2 weeks into 2024, guys. Can you believe it? It doesn't even seem logical. It's like, are we really already here? But it's true. We are. We're here. And it's not a bad thing. It just goes to show you just how quickly, as you are tied up in doing things, how quickly time moves, right? So yesterday, I was out picking up my signs. Some of you may know I'm a licensed realtor, so I'm preparing to have a home ownership seminar at the end of this week, and it's been, daunting to just work to get the things that you need necessary done. You know how it is when you're working on multiple schedules and you're working with other people's schedules. It can be a little tricky, but I'm looking forward to imparting some information and meeting people and, working with people and looking to help people. So I think that's what it's all about. So I will actually drop that information into this episode so you'll be able to hear about that. So if you're in the Southern California area and you'll be in the area this weekend, you'll have an opportunity to step in if you're considering looking or already at that point when you want to buy a new home or buy a home. Maybe you've been a first-time buyer previously, haven't bought in a while, sold that property, been renting, and you want to come back to the home ownership side of things, you can, right? But I digress. How easy it is? You can just kind of flow into something else. It's so fast and crazy. But it does tie into what today's segment about, because today's 3 of 25 tips is educate yourself. So ironically enough, what I'm talking about in that sense, it is specific to, home ownership, but it's education. So seminars, workshops, things like that. If you're just anywhere near a computer, on your social media, you're probably starting to see a lot of people announcing conferences, workshops, seminars, expos. There are all these different names now to describe and to conjure up the thought of coming into this space and be a part of the mission. And what it falls around is education. And I think it is important to educate yourself. And so I want to dive in some talking points about that and let you take those things into helping you supercharge you into your 2024, guys. You know what time it is. It's Monday, and it's time for Sonny's Money Motivation. Let's go. Welcome to Loudmouth Radio Network. My name is Sonny. As a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur realtor and the producer of Loudmouth Radio Network, I look forward to bringing content to you that empowers, inspires, and entertains you. Tune in each week as we have unscripted and unfiltered talks from entrepreneurship, real estate, politics, entertainment, comedy, LGBTQ topics, day-to-day life, and everything in between. All shows available on demand 24/7 on your favorite podcast platforms. San Jacinto and Temecula Valley areas and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home in the New Year seminar hosted by Sold by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there. All right. So as you can tell, I've been in a multi-purpose mind zone, dealing with, I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, I'm preparing for a homeownership seminar. And I said that it could tie into today's message, which is educating yourself. And one of the things I think that's so significant in the beginning of the year is people are usually trying to take account for the measurement of what they want their year to look like. So I think that it was important to let this be one of the top tier topic talking points in the beginning of the year and on this broadcast. And because that way, maybe it can be a motivation for you to dive into some things, maybe some continuing education classes, maybe some coursework, maybe sign up for a college, go back to school. Maybe you need to get your GED, whatever it may pertain to. And it does not necessarily mean you have to get a degree. It also could be some type of certification. You may be interested in certain things that you want to advance in. Guys, listen, when I tell you it's where it's at, and do not ever feel like it's something wrong with that process and that it does not measurably make sense for other people, because sometimes it may not. It may not be in the alignment of what they desire or what they want. But don't let that discourage you from feeding yourself, because that's what education is. I believe it's a feeding of knowledge. And one of the things that for me as a kid, growing up, and my mom would always press upon me about getting my education. And it was always, at one point it was heavily threat driven. But it always was a wraparound as it pertained to life and purpose and doing things in order to be impactful and to be prepared. And so I thoroughly am a believer of education. I have 2 higher level degrees myself, and started pursuit of a 3rd doctorate level of law education, which I did have to pause for a bit here. But even with that, it does not take away the thirst, the desires, the belief factors of what it is that you want to know. Because basically, most time there's something that is drawing you to it. And it could be from experience. It could just be from curiosity. It could be from influential aspects that maybe somebody you've met opens you up to something or shares something with you. Maybe you never even knew about it. Maybe you never tapped into it, but it intrigued you. And it made you feel like you wanted to draw more towards it. And that in itself helps you to get purpose. So I know a lot of times people are out here talking about the fact of understanding their purpose and getting to their purpose, and this, this heavy realm about the possibility of not knowing. I do believe that more than one thing could be purposeful. I don't necessarily feel like a person only has one purpose in their entirety in their life. I don't necessarily, subscribe to that thought process. But I do feel like it's important for you to, to dive in and get some experiences, see what is passionate for you, what becomes embracing or attractive to you. And a lot of times in the quest of getting to understand, it will enlighten you or let you know more about who you are as a person and how you could utilize that magnetism towards possibly other passions or projects, or it could be a career, it could be a job change, it could be a business. And you just may just want to be able to give yourself something more. Maybe you're just, driven by the intellect of things. So one of the talking points that I wanted to touch on this is making decisions about your time and commitment to your interests. And that I think in the process of you making the decision to further your education, whether it's YouTube videos by Zoom, you're doing online coursework, whatever it is, maybe you're being mentored by a group of people or by an individual. Maybe you're doing your own self-help, self-improvement, personal development. All of it still ties into time and the commitment of what it is that's drawing you to that interest. And I think that once you make a decision that it's something that you want to do, the rest of it comes. I know it can feel scary. It can be intimidating. It may feel like you have such a long way to go, but that journey is part of the process, right? The other thing that I think is important is eliminate things or areas that aren't self-serving toward your growth. So even in the education process, I don't mean just by the process of information outside of yourself. Sometimes you need to educate yourself about you. And what that may look like is you taking the time to do a lot of self-evaluation, right? And that self-evaluation could take days, months, weeks, in some cases, maybe decades, maybe a lifetime. But is it worth it to know that you're living your fullest self? I think so. The other thing I would also wrap around is to seek out physical, virtual mentorships that may be direct or indirect to something of your interest. Because why? I think it'll just help to expand and expound who you are as a person. And you never know where it may take you. And I think that it's healthy to open yourself up to bigger spaces and rooms to where, they say that you're not the smartest cookie in the space, the only smart person in the realm of things. I think it's healthy to have your intellect or you have your brain worked and challenged. And most importantly, in the midst of that, I think you're creating a village, a community, a grouping, a gathering space it could be of intellectual minds, just, vibing to one another, feeding each other something that they could take and apply to their life and apply to their consideration. Things that are going to be healthy and encouraging for your next steps. So I think as you are developing and getting to understand this other part of yourself, and the measurement of what that looks like is going to be predetermined on what your level of commitment is, and how much will you allow yourself to be opened up to draw or attract these things, right? For me, I can remember some time ago, somebody asked me about, my education and, the choice of maybe why I focused on what I focused on, or did I go to school? I remember people might ask this question about going to school and what was your ambition with it? And, for me, I feel, and this is just from my own perspective, I've always approached the education level, whether it was high school, college, postgraduate studies, that I was giving myself the level of information that I needed to move further in my steps, in my direction, in the way that I think maybe I needed to get, more enhancement of my interests, right? And I think that from that, it allows you to divvy up your ability to use it as you see fit and share it. Sometimes you want to educate yourself to educate others. And I know that I said to seek out mentorship, and, every mentor needs a mentor too. So you may be already on a track where you may be a counselor, therapist, a life coach, just any of those things in that realm that deals with people in that type of framework. But that doesn't mean that you don't still need your outlet, your own feeding, your own mentor. I think you do. Absolutely. And I think it's healthy to know that you could get that and obtain that. And the value in which you give yourself the opportunity will predetermine what the outcome will better be. Because if your attitude is right, if you're ambitious, if you're dedicated, if you're sincere, if you're open to learning and not confirmation of knowledge, like you ever met somebody that would try to confirm the knowledge that you may be giving them, and they try to affirm that they already are there? Don't be that person where you can't be given, taught, that you can't be provided information that maybe you don't know. Because I think the more you block yourself egotistically, it actually diminishes you in a sense. It gives you less opportunity for expansion. So my whole thing here, and this is going to be quick, it's not an intense topic. It's just very self-explanatory. Invest in yourself. Books online, if you're still a person that likes to read physical books like I do, maybe make a purchase of a couple books. Look online this year to see maybe some of the people that are, publishing this content that makes sense with your alignment. If you're looking for financial empowerment, if you're looking for home and garden, maybe you want to learn some tips how to better put your house together or possibly start a business this year. Educate yourself. Be fully aware as much as possible so that you could use that towards your gain, right? And that way you can do what? Supercharge it 2024, guys. I appreciate you all taking the time to listen. Hopefully you guys got something from this. And if you feel like it's something of value, please rate and review us. We're on Apple Podcasts, especially if you have a Mac Apple product. please go on there and post a review. Give us a 5-star rating if you're, appreciating the content. Share it with other people. If you're on iHeart, Spotify, any of those platforms as well, we're there and present. Google Podcasts. So we are always appreciative to your support, your listening. Now, this is the thing. If you have a small business, definitely connect to us. We have so many multitudes of things, and this is a new year. I'm so excited about some of the announcements that I'll be having coming down as we're getting closer toward the latter part of the month. But this first quarter is really a great springboard to establish a strong 2024, because we're coming to not play no games this year. So for those last year had an opportunity to celebrate with us 10 years as a radio network, January is our birthday month. So at the latter part of the month, we'll be entering an 11th season. We're actually on the 11th season episodes now. Top of the season, we just kind of started out straight up in the 11th season mode, but we'll be celebrating that feat. Actually, probably right as we're going right into the end of the month. And then Black Friday, Black History Month is right behind it in February, Valentine's Day. So guys, you see how we rolling already? It's not playing no games. And next thing you know, which I'm looking forward to, is the beginning of March, we'll have daylight savings again. I love light. Don't judge me. But I definitely want to just encourage you to encourage us by continuing to keep giving you guys good content. I do encourage you to go to livemyradio.com. And I do have some people that did reach out to us that I do want to acknowledge. I have a young lady that sent me this powerful email that I have to go back and reach out to. I did read her email. I had so many emails filtering through so many email boxes that I had to dump, and I'm still dumping. It's horrible. But she's evidently listening to our Monday Motivation segment. She's been listening to the series. I want to say her name is Suzanne, I think. I don't know. I got to look. But she comes from a distinguished following. Bob Proctor, my man of Law of Attraction. If you guys know about the late Bob Proctor, he's been an amazing teacher, educator in the personal development space. And he was part of The Secret. And Bob Proctor has probably been one of the biggest advocates and teachers in that personal development, self-help space for a very, very long time in the law of attraction. And so this young lady has studied under his education academy of his Bob Proctor. I can't think of the formality of the name, but he's basically has had a educational development school or academy for motivational speakers, and so as I'm journeying down this element myself and looking to do more things this year in that direction, I was very pleased and very excited to see this email from her. So I will be reaching out to her, and forgive me guys, I have so many levels of communication with so many things, and I can't believe I can't remember her name right now. But even with that, I have to send her a response, speak with her, and I'm just so thrilled to say that it's a wonderful thing to know that we're impressing upon people who are in this space and time of personal development, self-help, empowerment, inspiration, because that's what Live My Radio Network has always been about, to empower, inspire, and entertain. So definitely excited about all of the new series that's coming to the platform. Loudmouth.com, our platform for the Small Business Directory, has been riding 15 years coming up this year. So it's just a lot happening in the Loudmouth brand, and I'm so grateful for it. So guys, as always, I'm going to encourage you to follow us. Like I said, you can go to livemyradio.com directly. Send us your comments and any things you may want to share with us. We're on social media. So I look forward to hearing your response, and let me know maybe what are you guys doing to supercharge your 2024, and what does that look like for you? I am intrigued to know. So I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Be blessed.
You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
Hey guys, this is Sonny with Loudmouth Radio Network. I am so excited to be able to share this information. As a licensed real estate agent in the state of Florida and the state of California, I know that many people are in preparation of taking home ownership seriously this year in 2024. And I am ready to guide in this process and accompany you along your journey. So for my Southern California Inland Empire people that are in that Temecula Valley, San Jacinto, Hemet, Moreno Valley, Menifee, Marietta, Winchester areas, I'm actually open you an invite to come out to our homeownership seminar that is happening this Saturday, January 20th, 2024. And I'm going to invite you to go to my website, soldbysonny.com, soldbysonny.com for more information of how you can RSVP for that segment. And I'm going to give you a little highlight right now so you know exactly.
San Jacinto, Temecula Valley areas and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home in the New Year seminar hosted by Sold by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there. Eli's Handyman Service is proudly serving the Inland Empire for all your handyman needs. Whether you're in need of furniture assembly, general construction or repairs, remodeling, drywall installation, new tile flooring work, plumbing fixture installation, interior or exterior painting, TV mounting, and more, contact Eli at 323-286-8435 for all your handyman needs, available 6 days a week. Don't forget to let them know that you heard them on Loudmouth Radio.